How do I buy shares in Kenya? The Kenyan stock market allows both local and foreign investors to own stocks or shares of companies listed by the NSE, Nairobi Stock Exchange. By buying these shares, an investor is poised to make some profit. Trading stocks requires patience and a long-term strategy to build wealth, as you will learn in this guide on how to buy shares in Kenya. Without knowledge and a proper strategy in place, an investor risks losing money. In this article, you will learn more about what shares are, how to buy shares in Kenya, how to choose a listed company to buy from, and the role of the NSE and brokers in buying and selling shares. What are shares? Shares are pieces of ownership of an enterprise or company. When you buy them, you become an investor who owns a piece of a company's losses or profits. Your ownership of the listed company and the profit is equal to the total number of shares you own. You also become a shareholder of the company with the expectation of making a profit. Share profits come through gains in bonuses, share prices, rights, and dividends, and other methods of income generation that are used by the company. Companies or enterprises sell shares to borrow or raise money from institutions, governments, and ordinary citizens. The intention is to expand their activities so that they can make even more profits. When you buy their shares, you have the power or right to influence or make decisions about how the company runs, as both the owner and lender of money to the company. By lending money, you expect profits as the reward for enabling the company to expand its business activities. It is worth mentioning that you do not have to own shares on your own. The NSE Kenya allows 2 or more people to pool their money together in one investment portfolio called a pooled fund or simply a fund. A fund buys a specific number of shares that are picked out and managed by fund managers. By putting money into a fund, you will not have to work on choosing the right investments or decide which companies to invest. Since you will not buy the shares directly as an individual, you will not have the power or the right to vote on certain company decisions. Only direct shareholders enjoy these rights. You can buy and sell shares in Kenya in 3 main ways. You can use a stockbroker, an online broker, an investment manager, or a financial advisor. Although it is possible to buy shares through an online broker, in Kenya, only a few exist. However, note that you can only purchase Kenyan securities via a listed stockbroker. Kenyan stockbrokers have portals where investors can buy shares in Kenya online. You also need the right documents to start buying shares at the NSE. First, you will need a Central Deposit and Settlement (CDS) account. All shares traded publicly in Kenya are kept electronically in a CDC account. The account acts as your trading and securities holding account. You can open the account directly through the Central Bank of Kenya, CBK, or through a brokerage firm, or a client account through authorized dealers that include investment banks, commercial banks, investment advisors, and stockbrokers. It is free to open and maintain a CDS account if you open it directly through the CBK. As an individual investor, you can open the account either individually or jointly. There are set requirements for opening a CDS account. They include an original passport or a national ID card, 2 recent passport-sized photos, a certified copy of a utility bill or tax return. Note that you might need more documentation when opening the CDS account, since Kenyan laws keep on changing. Therefore, get more details from your stockbroker to ensure you have all the necessary documentation. Your stockbroker will only activate your account once you submit all the right documents and fill or sign the required forms. After activation, you will now start to buy shares of stock in Kenya and sell them too. So, how much do you need to buy shares in Kenya? You will need 1,200 Kenyan shillings to open a trading account and a monthly fee of 100 Kenyan shillings to keep it active. Depending on the stock you want to invest, you will need at least 5,000 Kenyan shillings to buy shares. Note that the minimum number of shares you can buy is 100. Choosing a listed company to buy shares. Before buying the stocks of any company, it is vital that you conduct thorough research on the company before investing in their stocks. Do not be tempted to invest in a company based on its reputation or big name. The stock market in Kenya doesn't care, and even big name companies have failed to produce results in recent times. Follow the tips below to choose the best company. Invest in a company whose business model and industry you understand to remain updated and informed with its share performance. The advantage is that it will prevent you from the hype that comes with such investments. Evaluate the financial health of the company. Go through years of the company's financial statements to understand whether it is growing or not. Look for consistency in finances and profitability. One good quarter should not tempt you into making such a huge investment decision. Does the company have any debt, and how much? The share price of companies listed by the NSE Kenya with more debt tends to be volatile than companies with no debt. The income generated by the company goes to debt and interest repayment and not growth. Determine a company's dividend before investing. A dividend is a cash paid out to stock investors. While many people consider it as regular income, it is often a sign that a company is in good financial health. At the same time, you should check at the company's dividend payment history. Is the dividend going up or down? Check the price of their stocks. Some investors tend to go with cheap stocks and others expensive ones. A company's stock may be cheap because its business is slowing down or growing less. Their stock may also be expensive because the market is expecting the company to grow its revenue to rise rapidly in the coming years. As a rule of thumb, buy stocks you can fairly expect to increase in value later. The best way to approach this situation is to look at the company's stock value combined with future expectations in earnings. The role of the NSE and brokers in buying and selling shares. The NSE and stockbrokers play important roles in the buying and selling of shares in Kenya. The NSE offers a trading facility or platform for local and international investors who want to gain exposure to the Kenyan market and grow their portfolios. The Nairobi Stock Exchange online trading platform helps companies gain access to cost-effective capital. In Kenya, a company cannot sell its shares if it is not listed by the NSE. Part of the role of the NSE is to provide a market or platform of securities. Provide a platform through which people can buy and sell securities or shares. Enhance the discovery of share prices through the interaction. The forces of demand and supply allow the provision of information to industry players and investors. Enhance the transfer of share ownership between investors through brokers. Facilitate equity financing. On the other hand, the primary role of stockbrokers in the NSE is to serve as a vehicle through which investors buy or sell stocks. You can only sell and buy shares in a company in Kenya through stockbrokers. Other roles played by stockbrokers include offering skilled advice to investors on the types of stocks to buy or sell, arranging an investor's portfolio and when, what, and how much money to set aside for investing in stocks, keeping a close eye on Kenya's equity market on behalf of the investor, updating investors on the prices of various stocks in the NSE, acting on behalf of their clients to buy and sell shares upon request, brokering securities such as mutual funds and bonds. Stockbrokers are the agents that enable investors to access the stock market. While they have many roles, they also help their clients learn how to buy shares in NSE Kenya from companies that are listed and show them how to sell shares in Kenya. Conclusion: it is possible to make money by investing in the stock market. At the same time, you are also not guaranteed a return. If you are new to this form of investment, it will take you time to be familiar with all the various approaches to financial analysis and valuation. To learn how to buy shares in Kenya and make money, you will need patience, research, and timing. You will also have to communicate with your stockbroker who will help you determine when to buy and sell. As a recommendation, invest in shares by starting small. Secondly, invest in a company or stock you understand well. When your knowledge of the stock market grows, you will be in a position of investing more money with confidence.